Couldn't he have been a professor before? Couldn't he have been a professor before? Do you have any questions or concerns about the project? Do you have any questions or concerns about the project? Can we plan a team-building event to raise morale? Can we plan a team-building event to raise morale? We like to go shopping on the weekends. We like to go shopping on the weekends. The horse the rider was riding jumped over the obstacle. The horse the rider was riding jumped over the obstacle. John wrote a report. John wrote a report. I decided to buy the designer dress even though it was expensive. I decided to buy the designer dress even though it was expensive. You should buy these tickets. You should buy these tickets. Not every day will confess. Not every day will confess. Giraffe has the longest neck among land animals. Giraffe has the longest neck among land animals. What do you say to Allie? What do you say to Allie? Before, we were learning in 3 seconds. Before, we were learning in 3 seconds. The attitude I'm trying to try is a shot, so I'll attribute the atmosphere to the August sun. The attitude I'm trying to try is a shot, so I'll attribute the atmosphere to the August sun. I want to buy a new house. I want to buy a new house. Time interval. Time interval. Can't he usually be a musician? Can't he usually be a musician? He will be visiting his family next weekend. He will be visiting his family next weekend. Congressman could be 2 more mornings later. Congressman could be 2 more mornings later. It is different. It is different. We flew to Hawaii for our vacation. We flew to Hawaii for our vacation. Shouldn't I normally be a cop? Shouldn't I normally be a cop? I'll meet John in front of the library at 4 o'clock. I'll meet John in front of the library at 4 o'clock. I can meet my friends for lunch. I can meet my friends for lunch. The car was repaired by a skilled mechanic. The car was repaired by a skilled mechanic. How long will you stay at my house? How long will you stay at my house? Can you lend me your pen, please? Can you lend me your pen, please? His house is cleaner than mine. His house is cleaner than mine. I am taking a shower. I am taking a shower. Doctors will be operating all day tomorrow. Doctors will be operating all day tomorrow. We saw them in the museum. We saw them in the museum. It's beyond my jurisdiction. It's beyond my jurisdiction. Should I quote from last year? Should I quote from last year? Cannot apply at noon. Cannot apply at noon. This makes sense, but I'm still not sure I understand. This makes sense, but I'm still not sure I understand. He plays the piano every day. He plays the piano every day. I need a break. I have to go somewhere. I need a break. I have to go somewhere. The waiter is serving the customers. The waiter is serving the customers. Is our brother an orthopedist? Is our brother an orthopedist? Where do you work on Sunday? Where do you work on Sunday? Would check later. Would check later. Will he not see you often? Will he not see you often? I have a great idea. I have a great idea. I wish I could speak fluent English. I wish I could speak fluent English. When the plane takes off, we have been at the airport for 2 hours. When the plane takes off, we have been at the airport for 2 hours. Do you know some good websites for job search? Do you know some good websites for job search? Can't he read every day? Can't he read every day? He has to take the bus to go to school. He has to take the bus to go to school. Doesn't he have to do monthly military service? Doesn't he have to do monthly military service? I have some friends living in New York. I have some friends living in New York. Cats sleep a lot during the day. Cats sleep a lot during the day. Here is my ex-husband. Here is my ex-husband. He likes to write poetry in his spare time. He likes to write poetry in his spare time. My sister is very young. My sister is very young. Will he not create? Will he not create? How's it going? How's it going? The baby looks happy. The baby looks happy. The company's legacy dates back to the 1950s. The company's legacy dates back to the 1950s. If it rains, take an umbrella. If it rains, take an umbrella. Not a historian 2 days later. Not a historian 2 days later. I was cooking dinner while listening to music. I was cooking dinner while listening to music. The piano has been playing for hours. The piano has been playing for hours. Can I cut it at night? Can I cut it at night? Fresh tuna. Fresh tuna. How do you work? How do you work? Spending. Spending. He always reads before going to bed. He always reads before going to bed. They ask, where are you going on vacation? They ask, where are you going on vacation? Should it normally type? Should it normally type? You didn't cut 10 years. You didn't cut 10 years. Observable. Observable. What time of day is it? What time of day is it? Do you have an apple? Do you have an apple? Can you add more salt to my food? Can you add more salt to my food? Were you sick yesterday? Were you sick yesterday? Not every month. Not every month. It rains a lot in this area. It rains a lot in this area. Did you dream 2 nights ago? Did you dream 2 nights ago? The exam was more difficult than I expected. The exam was more difficult than I expected. Even though it was cold outside, we went swimming. Even though it was cold outside, we went swimming. The weather was sunny during our vacation. The weather was sunny during our vacation. Why do you work? Why do you work? Sorry, I have to leave. Sorry, I have to leave. Flowers are blooming in the garden. Flowers are blooming in the garden. Are you sure now? Are you sure now? The company should have hired more employees. The company should have hired more employees. The streets were flooded after the storm. The streets were flooded after the storm. You shouldn't use profanity in public. You shouldn't use profanity in public. Working on. Working on. Do you have nut-free options? Do you have nut-free options? The baby giggles. The baby giggles. Our sister was the curator. Our sister was the curator. The problem was caused by the lack of communication. The problem was caused by the lack of communication. Is his stepbrother a soldier? Is his stepbrother a soldier? They were studying for a dance competition. They were studying for a dance competition. Then we can't fly. Then we can't fly. I challenged myself to learn a new language. I challenged myself to learn a new language. I'm having lunch with a friend today. I'm having lunch with a friend today. I was working 2 years later. I was working 2 years later. Didn't it cost 5 months ago? Didn't it cost 5 months ago? May allow 4 p.m. May allow 4 p.m. We passed the deadline, we were still working on the project. We passed the deadline, we were still working on the project. The flowers were beautifully arranged. The flowers were beautifully arranged. The book I'm reading is really interesting. The book I'm reading is really interesting. Can it rain silently? Can it rain silently? How many cars do you have? How many cars do you have? Earlier I was recovering at 4 a.m. Earlier I was recovering at 4 a.m. Your grandson was a gymnast. Your grandson was a gymnast. The photo depicts a beautiful landscape. The photo depicts a beautiful landscape. Does it burn every day? Does it burn every day? Would it mean monthly? Would it mean monthly? I will be working on my project tomorrow morning. I will be working on my project tomorrow morning. The song that the artist sang became a hit. The song that the artist sang became a hit. Are there toilets in the store? Are there toilets in the store? She will be an esthetician every year. She will be an esthetician every year. You can then include it. You can then include it. You won't talk later. You won't talk later. Your neighbor is the auditor. Your neighbor is the auditor. They have 3 cars in their garage. They have 3 cars in their garage. The drop in temperature caused a sudden increase in demand for heating oil. The drop in temperature caused a sudden increase in demand for heating oil. I have never tried bungee jumping. I have never tried bungee jumping. For example, did you like the museum? Did you like the museum? Will I be cold after 4 seconds? Will I be cold after 4 seconds? Can't I make it after 3 minutes? Can't I make it after 3 minutes? Can you recommend a good brand of laundry detergent? Can you recommend a good brand of laundry detergent? Shouldn't they be solving? Shouldn't they be solving? He uses a smartphone to stay connected. He uses a smartphone to stay connected. Shouldn't they be coaching every day? Shouldn't they be coaching every day? I express my extra vigorous and fair view of the farm. I express my extra vigorous and fair view of the farm. Isn't he a nighttime mechanic? Isn't he a nighttime mechanic? He had a cold last week. He had a cold last week. I've already watched the new movie. I've already watched the new movie. I feel like I've lost my balance. I feel like I've lost my balance. Can you arrange a wheelchair accessible vehicle? Can you arrange a wheelchair accessible vehicle? Maybe some cereal instead. Maybe some cereal instead. Her husband was a sculptor. Her husband was a sculptor. I own a pack of oranges. I own a pack of oranges. Don't you have a job to do? Don't you have a job to do? Can you lend me some money? Can you lend me some money? I'm going to have to miss the party tonight because I have to take care of my little sister. I'm going to have to miss the party tonight because I have to take care of my little sister. Can't open next year? Can't open next year? You remember 2 weeks. You remember 2 weeks. Did we dress up last year? Did we dress up last year? All banks should have roles and solutions to this problem. All banks should have roles and solutions to this problem. I can't believe it's real. I can't believe it's real. I shouldn't clean. I shouldn't clean. I am getting more and more tired day by day. I am getting more and more tired day by day. I will go because I want to. I will go because I want to. What are the details on this ticket? What are the details on this ticket? Your brother-in-law is an astronaut. Your brother-in-law is an astronaut. I can't touch my nose with my elbow. I can't touch my nose with my elbow. Do you have nut-free snacks? Do you have nut-free snacks? Does he play basketball? Does he play basketball? I walked my dog in the morning. I walked my dog in the morning. The article I'm reading is about climate change. The article I'm reading is about climate change. Won't he be a congressman by sunset? Won't he be a congressman by sunset? The baby is sleeping soundly. The baby is sleeping soundly. This is against the law. This is against the law. Wasn't he fit every day? Wasn't he fit every day? Noon planned. Noon planned. I'm sorry, I have to leave. I'm sorry, I have to leave. They can upload it next year. They can upload it next year. How should I cook fresh tuna? Just grill for 4 minutes on each side. How should I cook fresh tuna? Just grill for 4 minutes on each side. Could not reflect at dawn. Could not reflect at dawn. Oranges are weird. Oranges are weird. I wish I had $1 million. I wish I had $1 million. Although it is a difficult task, we can overcome it. Although it is a difficult task, we can overcome it. The smell of brewing coffee woke him up. The smell of brewing coffee woke him up. When will you come home? When will you come home? Avoid strenuous activities for the next few days. Avoid strenuous activities for the next few days. Why don't we have lunch today? Why don't we have lunch today? I wish I could turn back time and change my mind. I wish I could turn back time and change my mind. You weren't a mechanic 3 minutes ago. You weren't a mechanic 3 minutes ago. I want to talk to Mr. Smith. I want to talk to Mr. Smith. She wants to learn to cook. She wants to learn to cook. Says a lot. Says a lot. I'm taking a day off from work next week. I'm taking a day off from work next week. If they had invited us, we would have joined the party. If they had invited us, we would have joined the party. Will you go soon? Will you go soon? He is as fast as you. He is as fast as you. I was arrested for a crime I didn't commit. I was arrested for a crime I didn't commit. Do you have a dream? Do you have a dream? Can we confess soon? Can we confess soon? How much is a room with 2 beds? How much is a room with 2 beds? Shouldn't be dealing with it. Shouldn't be dealing with it. Who helps us? Who helps us? Can't you help right away? Can't you help right away? The scissors are not here. The scissors are not here. Can I imagine later? Can I imagine later? I took a bath after a tiring day. I took a bath after a tiring day. Do you have a pet? Do you have a pet? As we talked, the party preparation took all day. The party preparation took all day. Would you like to come with us? Would you like to come with us? I'm here to check. I'm here to check. The new store is located above the coffee shop. The new store is located above the coffee shop. Can't he be a politician in 1 second? Can't he be a politician in 1 second? He's attending a conference next week. He's attending a conference next week. As soon as possible. As soon as possible. Uncle lyricist. Uncle lyricist. He jogs in the park every morning. He jogs in the park every morning. To earn money. To earn money. You didn't wear it before at 3 a.m. You didn't wear it before at 3 a.m. Am I going to school? Am I going to school? He was not sleeping. He was not sleeping. He didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. I wish he had studied abroad. I wish he had studied abroad. I love pizza and my sister does too. I love pizza and my sister does too. They are climbing a mountain. They are climbing a mountain. We had our food delivered to our office. We had our food delivered to our office. The land was very even and very difficult to envelop. The land was very even and very difficult to envelop. Did our grandfather draw? Did our grandfather draw? Guard. Guard. You should not exercise after 4 weeks. You should not exercise after 4 weeks. His daughters were ambassadors. His daughters were ambassadors. Our wife was a machinist. Our wife was a machinist. It is compared one night later. It is compared one night later. The picture was hung on the wall. The picture was hung on the wall. We are ahead of schedule for this project. We are ahead of schedule for this project. Determined. Determined. By the time he gets to the party, he'll be gone. By the time he gets to the party, he'll be gone. The cat sleeps a lot. The cat sleeps a lot. They made a cake for a friend's birthday party. They made a cake for a friend's birthday party. Please enter your email address for the newsletter. Please enter your email address for the newsletter. Will they not think? Will they not think? They do sports with their friends on the weekends. They do sports with their friends on the weekends. Be good. Be good. You should avoid eating too much junk food, the doctor said. You should avoid eating too much junk food, the doctor said. I have too much kindness. I have too much kindness. Does he vote later in the morning? Does he vote later in the morning? This is my favorite movie. This is my favorite movie. You don't kill after 2 nights. You don't kill after 2 nights. He is really great. She is an actress. He is really great. She is an actress. Did you read the book before watching the movie? Did you read the book before watching the movie? The hotel was fully booked for weeks before I tried to make a reservation. The hotel was fully booked for weeks before I tried to make a reservation. Makes itself. Makes itself. Didn't you always appreciate? Didn't you always appreciate? He finished his work early. He finished his work early. Do they stretch after 2 hours? Do they stretch after 2 hours? His grandfather was a columnist. His grandfather was a columnist. Can't you wonder? Can't you wonder? We need to go somewhere. We need to go somewhere. We had the documents translated by a sworn translator. We had the documents translated by a sworn translator. I am the oldest. I am the oldest. Century. Century. Seems like. Seems like. You can teach. You can teach. She is wearing black shoes. She is wearing black shoes. Will I go to school? Will I go to school? He played football in the park. He played football in the park. He was not sleeping. He was not sleeping. He is so impatient. He is so impatient. We will be able to meet you at the airport. We will be able to meet you at the airport. Can he make a call after 4 days? Can he make a call after 4 days? You will be better. You will be better. The easy-to-use software was quite popular among users. The easy-to-use software was quite popular among users. Didn't I get in at 5 a.m. before? Didn't I get in at 5 a.m. before? They talk on the phone every night. They talk on the phone every night. What happened to you? What happened to you? Isn't he a locksmith every month? Isn't he a locksmith every month? Won't I apply? Won't I apply? They watch TV every evening. They watch TV every evening. How can I say? How can I say? 2. I don't notice anything special about the case. 2. I don't notice anything special about the case. His wife was a race car driver. His wife was a race car driver. Now do you want to talk to me about my sons? Now do you want to talk to me about my sons? He listens to music while studying. He listens to music while studying. We should book the tickets in advance, right? We should book the tickets in advance, right? Was your stepfather a greengrocer? Was your stepfather a greengrocer? They were making a snowman in a winter wonderland. They were making a snowman in a winter wonderland. The teacher presented a project to the students in the class. The teacher presented a project to the students in the class. Last night's concert was better than I expected. Last night's concert was better than I expected. They must finish their work ahead of time. They must finish their work ahead of time. Would we settle in? Would we settle in? I was writing letters to my grandparents. I was writing letters to my grandparents. Good morning, how are you feeling today? Good morning, how are you feeling today? Is her grandmother a golfer? Is her grandmother a golfer? Shouldn't they be building Fortnite? Shouldn't they be building Fortnite? Direction. Direction. I'm going to the cafe. I'm going to the cafe. You can cook. You can cook. You were later included. You were later included. Sorry for the complete absence of flavor. Sorry for the complete absence of flavor. Do you work weekends? Do you work weekends? After that sunny day, the flowers started to bloom. After that sunny day, the flowers started to bloom. I can't believe. I can't believe. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. My stomach hurts. My stomach hurts. I just sent the email. I just sent the email. Can you help me carry these boxes? Can you help me carry these boxes? He is a dentist and takes care of people's teeth. He is a dentist and takes care of people's teeth. I was studying when you came home. I was studying when you came home. Should appear. Should appear. All the guests came for the party. All the guests came for the party. He didn't work on his presentation, so he wasn't prepared. He didn't work on his presentation, so he wasn't prepared. He was born on a cold winter day. He was born on a cold winter day. Actually, what John was talking about is over. We are very successful in this business. Actually, what John was talking about is over. We are very successful in this business. What a coincidence. What a coincidence. We answer often. We answer often. Aren't you an anesthetist every year? Aren't you an anesthetist every year? They get fit 5 hours ago. They get fit 5 hours ago. He needs to learn to swim. He needs to learn to swim. Shouldn't they be coaching every day? Shouldn't they be coaching every day? He will finish his book by the end of the week. He will finish his book by the end of the week. It could be poison. It could be poison. Who will attend the meeting? Who will attend the meeting? We are excited to start our new business. We are excited to start our new business. Should not catch. Should not catch. Do you have lactose-free milk? Do you have lactose-free milk? I'll catch you at dawn. I'll catch you at dawn. Could it be a urologist? Could it be a urologist? I have 2 pens, but I can lend you the blue one. I have 2 pens, but I can lend you the blue one. He won't eat until he finishes his homework. He won't eat until he finishes his homework. Sometimes we have pizza for dinner. Sometimes we have pizza for dinner. Wouldn't they normally argue? Wouldn't they normally argue? We should suggest the afternoon. We should suggest the afternoon. There is a trash can under the table. There is a trash can under the table. Can't you normally get along? Can't you normally get along? Shouldn't sing. Shouldn't sing. They hate cleaning their rooms. They hate cleaning their rooms. My sister has been living in London for 3 months. My sister has been living in London for 3 months. I wake up early every morning. I wake up early every morning. He will play video games with his friends. He will play video games with his friends. How many apples will you buy from the market? How many apples will you buy from the market? Can't affect. Can't affect. We would not direct. We would not direct. He is ready. He is ready. He may not like it. He may not like it. If you study well, you will get good grades. If you study well, you will get good grades. I have already finished my homework, he said to his friend. I have already finished my homework, he said to his friend. Is his half-brother a golfer? Is his half-brother a golfer? Tony, I created a ticket for the Jira Scrum board clearance. Tony, I created a ticket for the Jira Scrum board clearance. A stepmother songwriter? A stepmother songwriter? Would you like some sugar in your tea? Would you like some sugar in your tea? Did you often push? Did you often push? What do you get? What do you get? The relationship between my father and me is complicated. The relationship between my father and me is complicated. Have you ever swam in the ocean? Have you ever swam in the ocean? Do we need to do anything? Do we need to do anything? Is your grandson an analyst? Is your grandson an analyst? My close plans. My close plans. Can I have some cookies? Can I have some cookies? We like to walk in the park. We like to walk in the park. Towards the end of the meeting, we had a discussion about next steps. Towards the end of the meeting, we had a discussion about next steps. We have been waiting for the bus for half an hour. We have been waiting for the bus for half an hour. We have to clean the house before the guests arrive. We have to clean the house before the guests arrive. He doesn't like swimming. He doesn't like swimming. What did you walk? What did you walk? Despite the risk, he decided to invest in this business. Despite the risk, he decided to invest in this business. I couldn't stay in jail at noon. I couldn't stay in jail at noon. The concert starts at 2000. The concert starts at 2000. He was supposed to visit his grandparents last weekend. He was supposed to visit his grandparents last weekend. The most beautiful place I've ever visited. The most beautiful place I've ever visited. I'm going to visit my grandparents tomorrow. I'm going to visit my grandparents tomorrow. When will you come to my office? When will you come to my office? Weren't you the manager right away? Weren't you the manager right away? I won't have time to go on vacation earlier than next week. I won't have time to go on vacation earlier than next week. Couldn't it be missing 1 year ago? Couldn't it be missing 1 year ago? When I spoke to their previous manager, they said the same thing. When I spoke to their previous manager, they said the same thing. We should recycle our garbage to protect the environment. We should recycle our garbage to protect the environment. Alright, we have to go. Alright, we have to go. It should improve after 2 weeks. It should improve after 2 weeks. Did you try? Did you try? I love bacon. I can eat it every day. I love bacon. I can eat it every day. They should not be chauffeurs for 2 weeks. They should not be chauffeurs for 2 weeks. How many countries have you visited? How many countries have you visited? Does he never question? Does he never question? We will have a picnic in the park. We will have a picnic in the park. Have you ever been abroad? Have you ever been abroad? Why will you come with me? Why will you come with me? He looks later. He looks later. Consistency is the key to success in any endeavor. Consistency is the key to success in any endeavor. You shouldn't talk during the movie. You shouldn't talk during the movie. She is writing a story for her blog. She is writing a story for her blog. Can I bring you something else? Can I bring you something else? They will set up a book club in their neighborhood. They will set up a book club in their neighborhood. Their husbands were accountants. Their husbands were accountants. No afternoon downloads required? No afternoon downloads required? Can you lend me some money by payday? Can you lend me some money by payday? Programmed. Programmed. It can be prepared in an afternoon. It can be prepared in an afternoon. The restaurant we went to last week had delicious food. The restaurant we went to last week had delicious food. How satisfying. How satisfying. His grandfather is the dean. His grandfather is the dean. The decision remained under the influence of the public. The decision remained under the influence of the public. Couldn't I have included 1 year ago? Couldn't I have included 1 year ago? Wouldn't there be a sportscaster every month? Wouldn't there be a sportscaster every month? I want to show them. I want to show them. Recline your seat on airplanes. Recline your seat on airplanes. This is a really beautiful piece of furniture. This is a really beautiful piece of furniture. I'm in the room with the carpet. I'm in the room with the carpet. He has read that book many times. He has read that book many times. I'm excited for my 11 o'clock class. I'm excited for my 11 o'clock class. I don't want to lose my love for many things. I don't want to lose my love for many things. But I don't think it's the right decision. But I don't think it's the right decision. They are playing cards. They are playing cards. With. The coffee is very hot, be careful. The coffee is very hot, be careful. It was for me. It was for me. Rude. The report was submitted on time. The report was submitted on time. You can approach daily. You can approach daily. There is still no information on when the project was completed. There is still no information on when the project was completed. Do you like basketball? Do you like basketball? The window was shattered by a strong wind. The window was shattered by a strong wind. We never eat fast food. We never eat fast food. Can you advise? Can you advise? We listen to music in the car. We listen to music in the car. Can you become a dentist in a year? Can you become a dentist in a year? I won't go out if it's scary. I won't go out if it's scary. Does he sit? Does he sit? He needs to buy a new computer. He needs to buy a new computer. Were they arguing about politics before deciding to change the subject? Were they arguing about politics before deciding to change the subject? Painting work. Painting work. In the evening the rain stopped. In the evening the rain stopped. Aware of the situation. Aware of the situation. If I want to save on gas, I'll have to cycle to work. If I want to save on gas, I'll have to cycle to work. Had they finished building the house when they moved in? Had they finished building the house when they moved in? What is the best way to get from the airport to the campus? What is the best way to get from the airport to the campus? Did you meet him before he became famous? Did you meet him before he became famous? Ease. Ease. Do you have gluten-free options for tortillas? Do you have gluten-free options for tortillas? Keep with. Keep with. We must begin. We must begin. I'm ashamed of what I did. I'm ashamed of what I did. Are you a blacksmith at sunset? Are you a blacksmith at sunset? Is his nephew an illusionist? Is his nephew an illusionist? Then we can concentrate on 3 a.m. Then we can concentrate on 3 a.m. If I want to keep up with it, I will need to start strengthening my exercise routine. If I want to keep up with it, I will need to start strengthening my exercise routine. Sometimes it's an investment. Sometimes it's an investment. Do you have to be a plumber after 5 days? Do you have to be a plumber after 5 days? What kind of music do you like? What kind of music do you like? They said, if we don't go now, we'll be late. They said, if we don't go now, we'll be late. I didn't have time for lunch. I didn't have time for lunch. He said he won the match. He said he won the match. Sorry, I have to leave. Sorry, I have to leave. I will take a photo. I will take a photo. Do you know who John is? Do you know who John is? Wouldn't you have researched after a week? Wouldn't you have researched after a week? Reading books is interesting. Reading books is interesting. Wouldn't you handle? Wouldn't you handle? Didn't he put it in at noon? Didn't he put it in at noon? He joined a hiking group to explore nature. He joined a hiking group to explore nature. If you save money, you can buy something nice later. If you save money, you can buy something nice later. The report was found to be inconclusive and further investigation was required. The report was found to be inconclusive and further investigation was required. We have known each other since our childhood. We have known each other since our childhood. His mother was a physicist. His mother was a physicist. Most of my day was spent in meetings. Most of my day was spent in meetings. He drives to work every morning. He drives to work every morning. I will be traveling to an English-speaking country. I will be traveling to an English-speaking country. The team is preparing for the upcoming tournament. The team is preparing for the upcoming tournament. Every day should be a photographer. Every day should be a photographer. Piece of paper. Piece of paper. I didn't see any problem. I didn't see any problem. We went to a museum to see famous works of art. We went to a museum to see famous works of art. We'll start a war. We'll start a war. We have a great time playing board games. We have a great time playing board games. Are you at home today? Are you at home today? You change immediately. You change immediately. Was not home at dusk. Was not home at dusk. I doubt your honesty. I doubt your honesty. Can I have soup? Can I have soup? I don't notice anything special about the current situation. I don't notice anything special about the current situation. Will I be a scavenger next year? Will I be a scavenger next year? I found out why. I found out why. Why didn't you tell us anything? Why didn't you tell us anything? The distance between the two cities is about 200 miles. The distance between the two cities is about 200 miles. He said to me, I will come tomorrow. He said to me, I will come tomorrow. I would like an apple. I would like an apple. I need to solve this mystery to find the treasure. I need to solve this mystery to find the treasure. Can't you run? Can't you run? Do you know the man who won the lottery? Do you know the man who won the lottery? Would it be after 4 nights? Would it be after 4 nights? His brother is a chemist. His brother is a chemist. They want it at dawn. They want it at dawn. If it was a holiday, we would go on a trip. If it was a holiday, we would go on a trip. I will talk to you later. I will talk to you later. The chef will prepare a special meal for the guests. The chef will prepare a special meal for the guests. I may be late for our appointment. I may be late for our appointment. The newspaper published an article on the importance of education. The newspaper published an article on the importance of education. He wishes to have studied abroad during his university years. He wishes to have studied abroad during his university years. He likes to go fishing on the weekends. He likes to go fishing on the weekends. Was her grandfather a housewife? Was her grandfather a housewife? If only they could meet their favorite celebrity. If only they could meet their favorite celebrity. They argue about politics. They argue about politics. Towel, towel. He is a knowledgeable scientist. He is a knowledgeable scientist. I was trying to get a better view. I was trying to get a better view. I like to read books in my spare time. I like to read books in my spare time. The gardens are beautiful. The gardens are beautiful. Can they usually be concierges? Can they usually be concierges? Won't you be a journeyman at sunset? Won't you be a journeyman at sunset? The episode was very interesting. The episode was very interesting. These are long novels. These are long novels. Do I test in 5 hours? Do I test in 5 hours? Let's talk about the past. Let's talk about the past. Avalanche. Avalanche. Can I see the receipt? Can I see the receipt? I will end this email and then take a break. I will end this email and then take a break. They were free to leave the building after the fire alarm went wrong. They were free to leave the building after the fire alarm went wrong. Can they surround normally? Can they surround normally? Do you sell fresh meat and poultry? Do you sell fresh meat and poultry? Cannot warn. Cannot warn. The concert will start in an hour. The concert will start in an hour. Let's discuss the pros and cons of each option before making a decision. Let's discuss the pros and cons of each option before making a decision. Snack. Snack. They had been working overtime for weeks to meet the deadline. They had been working overtime for weeks to meet the deadline. So basically, the dog barks loudly. The dog barks loudly. I have to call my parents tonight. I have to call my parents tonight. For I'm going to the beach. For I'm going to the beach. Our brother was the jury. Our brother was the jury. We studied for the exam together. We studied for the exam together. I don't know. I don't know. I would not base. I would not base. I'm going to the south side of town. I'm going to the south side of town. What are you doing here? I want to see you. What are you doing here? I want to see you. It was finalized 3 weeks ago. It was finalized 3 weeks ago. You shouldn't get it soon. You shouldn't get it soon. Can we accept every week? Can we accept every week? Will we allow? Will we allow? I'll finish cooking dinner soon. I'll finish cooking dinner soon. Sometimes we watch movies at home. Sometimes we watch movies at home. I won't go out if it rains. I won't go out if it rains. Was your wife a dermatologist? Was your wife a dermatologist? Does it connect every month? Does it connect every month? What do you think about our company? What do you think about our company? Were you a cashier a minute ago? Were you a cashier a minute ago? I've already watched that TV show. I've already watched that TV show. Our favorite meal in the restaurant was finished. Our favorite meal in the restaurant was finished. They played football in the park. They played football in the park. My mother passed away. My mother passed away. Calm down. Calm down. The plumber fixed the leaky pipe. The plumber fixed the leaky pipe. He studied Spanish for 2 hours yesterday. He studied Spanish for 2 hours yesterday. I'm holding the ball. I'm holding the ball. Would it be better? Would it be better? Flight time was longer than expected. Flight time was longer than expected. Can't he stretch? Can't he stretch? Would draw. Would draw. It is not the nighttime effect. It is not the nighttime effect. I'm going to read a book on the beach this afternoon. I'm going to read a book on the beach this afternoon. Enriching. Enriching. You shouldn't do engineering every year. You shouldn't do engineering every year. The foot of the mountain is covered with snow. The foot of the mountain is covered with snow. Won't they suffer every week? Won't they suffer every week? Should count every day. Should count every day. Are there any books on the shelf? Are there any books on the shelf? Please let the nurse know if you need any help. Please let the nurse know if you need any help. I will not hurt you. I will not hurt you. Do you have a pet? Do you have a pet? I feel anxious. I feel anxious. Uncertainty. Uncertainty. Are their neighbors a gynecologist? Are their neighbors a gynecologist? We are learning how to salsa. We are learning how to salsa. He couldn't have suffered for 1 second before. He couldn't have suffered for 1 second before. His grandchildren are anesthesiologists. His grandchildren are anesthesiologists. The train leaves at 7 o'clock. The train leaves at 7 o'clock. Sometimes we watch movies at home. Sometimes we watch movies at home. I won't be able to attend the meeting tomorrow. I won't be able to attend the meeting tomorrow. I could smell the delicious aroma of the food. I could smell the delicious aroma of the food. Can't I draw? Can't I draw? We can always report. We can always report. Are you okay? Are you okay? The campaign highlighted in red was John's test campaigns. The campaign highlighted in red was John's test campaigns. I have been working from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the last 2 years. I have been working from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the last 2 years. I didn't want to go home. I didn't want to go home. I am so happy. I am so happy. Sometimes they go swimming in the lake. Sometimes they go swimming in the lake. I cooked dinner for my family. I cooked dinner for my family. Are their mother-in-laws beekeepers? Are their mother-in-laws beekeepers? We stood in the rain and waited for the bus. We stood in the rain and waited for the bus. I'm not sure I can do this. I'm not sure I can do this. He could have taught 3 nights ago. He could have taught 3 nights ago. There may be a solution to the problem. There may be a solution to the problem. Was not replaced at dawn. Was not replaced at dawn. After 4 nights the chef should do it. After 4 nights the chef should do it. He saved money by cutting back on unnecessary spending and was able to afford a vacation as a result. He saved money by cutting back on unnecessary spending and was able to afford a vacation as a result. Let's go inside. Let's go inside. He doesn't have much time. He doesn't have much time. Should it be basic? Should it be basic? Will it include 10 years? Will it include 10 years? He is a successful entrepreneur and runs his own business. He is a successful entrepreneur and runs his own business. Although he was tired, he stayed up late to finish the report. Although he was tired, he stayed up late to finish the report. The report was submitted on time. The report was submitted on time. The percentage of students attending university is increasing. The percentage of students attending university is increasing. I guess he is 40 years old. I guess he is 40 years old. Can you lend me some money? I forgot my wallet. Can you lend me some money? I forgot my wallet. I've never been a jeweler before. I've never been a jeweler before. I hide every day. I hide every day. By the end of the year they will be traveling for 6 months. By the end of the year they will be traveling for 6 months. Will they not think? Will they not think? Affected. Affected. They adopted a stray cat from the shelter. They adopted a stray cat from the shelter. The bus driver was very professional. The bus driver was very professional. We should brush our teeth before going to bed. We should brush our teeth before going to bed. The restaurant will serve breakfast all day. The restaurant will serve breakfast all day. I find science fiction movies more entertaining than dramas. I find science fiction movies more entertaining than dramas. Maybe you should meet John. Maybe you should meet John. We're throwing a party next Saturday. We're throwing a party next Saturday. We enjoy hiking in the mountains. We enjoy hiking in the mountains. It was delicious. It was delicious. We'll often be the postman. We'll often be the postman. My head is aching. My head is aching. I won't know after 2 years. I won't know after 2 years. They will hold a fundraising event for charity. They will hold a fundraising event for charity. He still hadn't found his keys. He still hadn't found his keys. I'm starting my new job next week. I'm starting my new job next week. His siblings are translators. His siblings are translators. Must buy. Must buy. Breach. Breach. He should have informed us about the change in plans. He should have informed us about the change in plans. Couldn't he be an analyst later at 4 p.m.? Couldn't he be an analyst later at 4 p.m.? Was our friend an aviator? Was our friend an aviator? This is our last lesson this week. This is our last lesson this week. Is your husband a hunter? Is your husband a hunter? Doesn't he need to invest after 4 hours? Doesn't he need to invest after 4 hours? You may have a cough when you have a cold. You may have a cough when you have a cold. I can't escape. I can't escape. Didn't we teach? Didn't we teach? They were to become paramedics in the afternoon. They were to become paramedics in the afternoon. He may be late for the meeting. He may be late for the meeting. I was a sailor for years. I was a sailor for years. Yes, I love to travel. Yes, I love to travel. The recipe should have been applied more carefully. The recipe should have been applied more carefully. He didn't force it 3 hours ago. He didn't force it 3 hours ago. She went to the doctor and took medicine after that. She went to the doctor and took medicine after that. Check in at 3 a.m. Check in at 3 a.m. I do not have much time. I do not have much time. Can check now. Can check now. You did not return. You did not return. I am working in a bank. I am working in a bank. Can you attend this meeting? Can you attend this meeting? Kicks every day. Kicks every day. Rarely can they be trusted. Rarely can they be trusted. Is he caught? Is he caught? Did you take dance lessons before auditioning for the musical? Did you take dance lessons before auditioning for the musical? Check when. Check when. He practiced playing the guitar to perform at an open mic night. He practiced playing the guitar to perform at an open mic night. Did not do angling in the month. Did not do angling in the month. Doesn't he confess? Doesn't he confess? Well, would you like the job? Well, would you like the job? Believe it or not, for a long time. Believe it or not, for a long time. We are friends. We are friends. I'm going to the restaurant. I'm going to the restaurant. Don't they like it right away? Don't they like it right away? He likes to go fishing with his father. He likes to go fishing with his father. Can he care? Can he care? Which country are you from? Which country are you from? Violence. Violence. What are your plans for today? What are your plans for today? Are you going to the airport soon? Are you going to the airport soon? I was angry. I was angry. Did I defend? Did I defend? Can I order a special cake? Can I order a special cake? I have a new job, he said. I have a new job, he said. We're not missing anytime soon. We're not missing anytime soon. Is there a limit to how many of these I can buy? Is there a limit to how many of these I can buy? Do we climb? Do we climb? The scissors are not here. The scissors are not here. Will I propose at twilight? Will I propose at twilight? I can't go to the party. I have a previous engagement. I can't go to the party. I have a previous engagement. Would it be suitable at dusk? Would it be suitable at dusk? A strong brand is essential for success in today's competitive market. A strong brand is essential for success in today's competitive market. Pricing. Pricing. My stepdaughter was a financier. My stepdaughter was a financier. Noon may not threaten. Noon may not threaten. The dress was designed by a famous fashion designer. The dress was designed by a famous fashion designer. If you save money, you can buy something nice later. If you save money, you can buy something nice later. I don't notice anything special about the way things are going right now. I don't notice anything special about the way things are going right now. Despite the tight deadline, he completed the project on time. Despite the tight deadline, he completed the project on time. Where can I find canned pineapple? Where can I find canned pineapple? He is a hard-working person. He is a hard-working person. The problem was caused by a misunderstanding. The problem was caused by a misunderstanding. Will this plan work in the long run? Will this plan work in the long run? He plays video games all morning. He plays video games all morning. The movie was watched by millions of people. The movie was watched by millions of people. I try to avoid processed foods in my diet. I try to avoid processed foods in my diet. Should we rank? Should we rank? He has great talent. He has great talent. They bought new clothes for the party. They bought new clothes for the party. What kind of person do you want to be? What kind of person do you want to be? He was born in a small town. He was born in a small town. I can see the whole city from where I stand. I can see the whole city from where I stand. Are we building now? Are we building now? I'm going to visit my aunt next weekend. I'm going to visit my aunt next weekend. We may not include every week. We may not include every week. We can't laugh after 1 month. We can't laugh after 1 month. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite color? This exercise is simpler than the previous one. This exercise is simpler than the previous one. I'm a member of the community and I want to help it get better. I'm a member of the community and I want to help it get better. His stepmother was a locksmith. His stepmother was a locksmith. I found a reason for me. I found a reason for me. She looks after her child while her husband is at work. She looks after her child while her husband is at work. Necessary. Necessary. Do they mean? Do they mean? Husband nanny. Husband nanny. Do not tell me. Do not tell me. It's a big place. It's a big place. I can't believe. I can't believe. Should not respond every week. Should not respond every week. Can I request a specific product quantity? Can I request a specific product quantity? Central Park is a popular tourist destination. Central Park is a popular tourist destination. Should the musician be 2 weeks? Should the musician be 2 weeks? Will he not rest immediately? Will he not rest immediately? Our half-brother is the principal. Our half-brother is the principal. He waited for the bus in the rain. He waited for the bus in the rain. 3 Yes, there is Wi-Fi in our hotel. 3 Yes, there is Wi-Fi in our hotel. I am very excited. I am very excited. Avoid strenuous activities for the next few days. Avoid strenuous activities for the next few days. Answered me 3 centuries later. Answered me 3 centuries later. Were his half-brothers pie players? Were his half-brothers pie players? I want to see your sister. I want to see your sister. He is a talented painter and has won many awards. He is a talented painter and has won many awards. Do we need to do anything? Do we need to do anything? Relating to. Relating to. Could you please send me the report by the end of the day? Could you please send me the report by the end of the day? This phone is cheaper than that. This phone is cheaper than that. He can be a nighttime announcer. He can be a nighttime announcer. What is your favorite sandwich filling? What is your favorite sandwich filling? I cannot reach this page. You? I cannot reach this page. You? Shouldn't it be closer in 2 weeks? Shouldn't it be closer in 2 weeks? Do you often become a travel agent? Do you often become a travel agent? Are you working on Sunday? Are you working on Sunday? Had he taken the train, he would have arrived on time. Had he taken the train, he would have arrived on time. We must hurry or we will miss the train. We must hurry or we will miss the train. Also, I would like to remind everyone to focus. Also, I would like to remind everyone to focus. What is your seat number? What is your seat number? Why did you want to travel? Why did you want to travel? To practice. To practice. Please contact me or the team if you have any questions. Please contact me or the team if you have any questions. Do you have gluten-free options for bread rolls? Do you have gluten-free options for bread rolls? Our colleague was a chemist. Our colleague was a chemist. Custom. Custom. They can't swim, can they? They can't swim, can they? Is there a pharmacy nearby? Is there a pharmacy nearby? I will be late tonight. I will be late tonight. You never listen to me. You never listen to me. They were having a party when the police arrived. They were having a party when the police arrived. They will have cleaned the house by tomorrow night. They will have cleaned the house by tomorrow night. The audience applauds the performance. The audience applauds the performance. Until tomorrow. Until tomorrow. Vandalism is a crime. Vandalism is a crime. Is her uncle an esthetician? Is her uncle an esthetician? They are going to the movies tonight. They are going to the movies tonight. Let's say. Time flies like an arrow. Time flies like an arrow. Did he promise? Did he promise? Does he play football? Does he play football? Is our mother a lawyer? Is our mother a lawyer? This is a really beautiful piece of furniture. This is a really beautiful piece of furniture. Did we name it right away? Did we name it right away? What a caring person. What a caring person. You should rarely matter. You should rarely matter. Are you working on Sunday? Are you working on Sunday? I don't know how to say this. I don't know how to say this. Can I have your flight itinerary, please? Can I have your flight itinerary, please? I challenged myself to learn a new language. I challenged myself to learn a new language. This orange is smaller than other oranges. This orange is smaller than other oranges. Guard. Guard. He accepted the dinner invitation. He accepted the dinner invitation. How beautiful. How beautiful. Should it be removed? Should it be removed? I did not vote. I did not vote. You analyze. You analyze. If it's dirty, I don't go out. If it's dirty, I don't go out. Do you know what time is it? Do you know what time is it? He did not practice speaking English and his fluency did not improve as a result. He did not practice speaking English and his fluency did not improve as a result. I'll call you later, he said. I'll call you later, he said. I will play. I will play. Can you lend me your phone charger, please? Can you lend me your phone charger, please? How interesting. How interesting. Can it rain? Can it rain? Does not develop monthly. Does not develop monthly. If he comes early, we can have dinner together. If he comes early, we can have dinner together. They just moved to a new apartment. They just moved to a new apartment. I have been working from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the last 2 years. I have been working from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. for the last 2 years. There is homework tomorrow, said the teacher. There is homework tomorrow, said the teacher. We have to go grocery shopping today. We have to go grocery shopping today. It wouldn't have mattered 4 months ago. It wouldn't have mattered 4 months ago. He decided to quit smoking. He decided to quit smoking. I found my keys. I found my keys. Shouldn't he be a marketer in 5 seconds? Shouldn't he be a marketer in 5 seconds? The dog's tail wags. The dog's tail wags. By the time you read this, I will have gone on vacation. By the time you read this, I will have gone on vacation. I do not feel good. I do not feel good. He has been working on the research project since last year. He has been working on the research project since last year. They have very good manners. They have very good manners. You and I should talk about what's going to happen. You and I should talk about what's going to happen. How many people are in the cinema? How many people are in the cinema? Any wine left in the bottle? Any wine left in the bottle? We both need to work together to achieve our goal. We both need to work together to achieve our goal. Unfortunately, we don't have much time. Unfortunately, we don't have much time. Were his grandchildren mechanics? Were his grandchildren mechanics? Can't we step up? Can't we step up? I have breakfast every morning. I have breakfast every morning. I can tour it. I can tour it. The dragon spewed fire. The dragon spewed fire. Was her brother a virologist? Was her brother a virologist? These are soft pillows. These are soft pillows. We would have cancelled the picnic if it had rained. We would have cancelled the picnic if it had rained. He wrote an insightful article about the future of artificial intelligence. He wrote an insightful article about the future of artificial intelligence. Child lost in supermarket was found by security. Child lost in supermarket was found by security. I'm going on a trip to England to learn about their culture and customs. I'm going on a trip to England to learn about their culture and customs. I will study for my exams tomorrow. I will study for my exams tomorrow. We can go for a walk this weekend. We can go for a walk this weekend. Can't you see the sign? You cannot park here. Can't you see the sign? You cannot park here. The dancers will perform at the ballet next month. The dancers will perform at the ballet next month. They decorated the room themselves. They decorated the room themselves. I will go to the doctor for control and treatment. I will go to the doctor for control and treatment. Will we be organized after one night? Will we be organized after one night? We did not guide at night. We did not guide at night. Wouldn't you be a civil engineer in 2 days? Wouldn't you be a civil engineer in 2 days? They had been married for 25 years before they decided to renew their vows. They had been married for 25 years before they decided to renew their vows. He had his bike painted a different color. He had his bike painted a different color. We've never been to Japan. We've never been to Japan. You should wear sunscreen on the beach. You should wear sunscreen on the beach. I try to avoid processed foods in my diet. I try to avoid processed foods in my diet. You can't pass the exam if you don't study. You can't pass the exam if you don't study. He was enjoying his coffee on the balcony. He was enjoying his coffee on the balcony. Birds fly in the sky. Birds fly in the sky. Do you believe I won? Do you believe I won? In life. What is your purpose? In life. What is your purpose? I am not experienced in computer science. I am not experienced in computer science. Can't we be photographers at 5 p.m.? Can't we be photographers at 5 p.m.? Outside. Outside. The moon is the closest celestial body to Earth. The moon is the closest celestial body to Earth. I was working from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. I was working from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. How many chairs are in the dining room? How many chairs are in the dining room? He likes to read books. He likes to read books. Don't we design daily? Don't we design daily? Tony will attend this meeting a little bit. Tony will attend this meeting a little bit. Precision. Precision. Hosted by the children. Hosted by the children. I often go for a walk in the park. I often go for a walk in the park. We have to attend a meeting tomorrow. We have to attend a meeting tomorrow. How many chairs are around the table? How many chairs are around the table? Doesn't he confess? Doesn't he confess? He had his passport renewed at the embassy. He had his passport renewed at the embassy. John, do you have scissors? John, do you have scissors? That taxi driver. That taxi driver. They can finish the project ahead of schedule. They can finish the project ahead of schedule. It must be climbed frequently. It must be climbed frequently. Can I use my smartwatch for contactless payment? Can I use my smartwatch for contactless payment? You've never been an esthetician before. You've never been an esthetician before. Can't it burn next year? Can't it burn next year? They were not wanted last year. They were not wanted last year. After 3 nights they wouldn't be a base. After 3 nights they wouldn't be a base. Is my stepdaughter a cook? Is my stepdaughter a cook? Is his son the sheriff? Is his son the sheriff? We're throwing a party on Saturday. We're throwing a party on Saturday. You should listen to your parents. You should listen to your parents. Does not recommend. Does not recommend. He does handicrafts in his spare time. He does handicrafts in his spare time. He wrote a poem. He wrote a poem. He will practice his guitar skills every day. He will practice his guitar skills every day. We don't get caught weekly. We don't get caught weekly. We walked around the city for hours. We walked around the city for hours. Grandson jockey. Grandson jockey. Not all of us are happy with this plan. Not all of us are happy with this plan. He always laughs at funny jokes. He always laughs at funny jokes. How much is a pack of chips? How much is a pack of chips? He will join the gym in January. He will join the gym in January. I felt rejected. I felt rejected. They had finished their exams before the summer vacation. They had finished their exams before the summer vacation. Was to do. Was to do. Didn't he go to jail often? Didn't he go to jail often? This is the park where we played when we were kids. This is the park where we played when we were kids. Can you play soccer with me? Can you play soccer with me? Can't you undertake? Can't you undertake? I will be traveling to an English-speaking country. I will be traveling to an English-speaking country. He was watching a movie when he fell asleep. He was watching a movie when he fell asleep. Can't he be a doctor in 4 centuries? Can't he be a doctor in 4 centuries? The baby ate himself with a spoon. The baby ate himself with a spoon. The research was deemed insufficient to draw conclusions. The research was deemed insufficient to draw conclusions. The bird sings in the morning. The bird sings in the morning. He still hasn't returned my call. He still hasn't returned my call. Your daughter is an entrepreneur. Your daughter is an entrepreneur. Will I not hate? Will I not hate? After 5 minutes he should trust. After 5 minutes he should trust. These days. These days. We went to a museum to see famous works of art. We went to a museum to see famous works of art. You shouldn't be a politician after 3 days. You shouldn't be a politician after 3 days. How much is a kilo of apples? How much is a kilo of apples? Sold out. Sold out. Today is her birthday. Today is her birthday. You may notice after 2 months. You may notice after 2 months. Wouldn't I be a manager in 4 weeks? Wouldn't I be a manager in 4 weeks? After 2 weeks can diversify. After 2 weeks can diversify. Then I have to take it out. Then I have to take it out. I'm meeting with John at the conference tomorrow. I'm meeting with John at the conference tomorrow. The cake is very sweet, a little too much for me. The cake is very sweet, a little too much for me. Tree damaged by lightning had to be removed. Tree damaged by lightning had to be removed. I do not care. I do not care. How far is it to the nearest bus stop? How far is it to the nearest bus stop? Did they practice their lines before the audition? Did they practice their lines before the audition? I don't have friends in the city and I don't have a cell phone. I don't have friends in the city and I don't have a cell phone. Is your half-sister a stylist? Is your half-sister a stylist? They visited every state in the USA. They visited every state in the USA. 1 month ago can I command? 1 month ago can I command? Have you read that book before? Have you read that book before? How many cups of coffee do you drink per day? How many cups of coffee do you drink per day? Do you have any sales or discounts today? Do you have any sales or discounts today? I'm not a consultant for 10 years. I'm not a consultant for 10 years. I don't want to lose my losses for many things. I don't want to lose my losses for many things. We are aware. We are aware. She was singing a song at the talent show. She was singing a song at the talent show. English is the language of the internet. English is the language of the internet. The concert will start in an hour. The concert will start in an hour. He often cooked. He often cooked. The cat sleeps in the sun. The cat sleeps in the sun. The horse the rider was riding jumped over the obstacle. The horse the rider was riding jumped over the obstacle. Tickets are already sold out. Tickets are already sold out. They ate dinner. They ate dinner. Where are you from? Where are you from? I've already seen the Eiffel Tower. I've already seen the Eiffel Tower. Are there mother's cops? Are there mother's cops? If I see him, I'll say hello. If I see him, I'll say hello. I will blame it often. I will blame it often. You must pay your bills on time. You must pay your bills on time. He has breakfast on the weekends. He has breakfast on the weekends. Her brother was a beautician. Her brother was a beautician. He disciplined himself to study every day. He disciplined himself to study every day. Is our neighbor a worker? Is our neighbor a worker? 10 years developing? 10 years developing? The director of the movie is Steven Spielberg. The director of the movie is Steven Spielberg. We have dinner at 7 p.m. We have dinner at 7 p.m. Must be an investor at dawn. Must be an investor at dawn. She does ballet. She does ballet. It is important to protect the environment. It is important to protect the environment. I go to school on foot. I go to school on foot. This is a beautiful beach. This is a beautiful beach. We write properly. We write properly. I don't know your child. I don't know your child. They played tennis in the afternoon. They played tennis in the afternoon. I woke up early this morning. I woke up early this morning. Is our aunt the interviewer? Is our aunt the interviewer? I am a little sick. I am a little sick. This is beyond the power of human endurance. This is beyond the power of human endurance. He couldn't find his phone in his bag. He couldn't find his phone in his bag. He is a very reliable person. He is a very reliable person. 2 I can't breathe. 2 I can't breathe. Were we always nanny? Were we always nanny? Which is your favorite season? Which is your favorite season? Where can I find infant formula? Where can I find infant formula? Can I catch? Can I catch? By the time they return, we will have prepared dinner. By the time they return, we will have prepared dinner. We watched a movie. We watched a movie. Should I go to school tomorrow? Should I go to school tomorrow? Is your brother-in-law a painter? Is your brother-in-law a painter? I will be graduating from university next year. I will be graduating from university next year. Don't they count the next 5 years? Don't they count the next 5 years? You must submit your manuscript by the end of the week, said the professor. You must submit your manuscript by the end of the week, said the professor. What do you think about this new series? Should we watch? What do you think about this new series? Should we watch? I'm so excited to go to the beach this weekend. I'm so excited to go to the beach this weekend. A compulsory training organized by the company. A compulsory training organized by the company. I'm in the room with the supplies. I'm in the room with the supplies. Where is the nearest bus stop? Where is the nearest bus stop? Where does he live? Where does he live? I was not saved. I was not saved. He couldn't forget the traumatic event in his past. He couldn't forget the traumatic event in his past. Didn't he specify then? Didn't he specify then? He didn't answer at dawn. He didn't answer at dawn. Where are you working today? Where are you working today? He ate a sandwich for lunch. He ate a sandwich for lunch. The bus ride was bumpy. The bus ride was bumpy. There is no pen on the table. There is no pen on the table. We love to eat ice cream in the summer. We love to eat ice cream in the summer. The hardest exam I've ever taken. The hardest exam I've ever taken. Can you tell me about a wedding and what it's like in your country? Can you tell me about a wedding and what it's like in your country? Snore. Snore. I read a book every night before I go to bed. I read a book every night before I go to bed. He is capable of speaking multiple languages. He is capable of speaking multiple languages. Please fill out this form before your appointment. Please fill out this form before your appointment. I wouldn't call. I wouldn't call. Can I start? Can I start? I am mad at you. I am mad at you. The price of our double rooms is $120 per night. The price of our double rooms is $120 per night. Have you checked the weather? Have you checked the weather? Better today. Better today. Let me know if you want to go to the airport. Let me know if you want to go to the airport. May I have your medical history, please? May I have your medical history, please? The flowers were arranged in a vase. The flowers were arranged in a vase. By the end of the day, they will have solved the puzzle. By the end of the day, they will have solved the puzzle. Will you trust before? Will you trust before? Are you organized? Are you organized? John's ticket complexity is greater and always more complex than other teams' member tickets. John's ticket complexity is greater and always more complex than other teams' member tickets. Last year we used ABC. Last year we used ABC. Painting work. Painting work. I'm thinking of starting a new exercise routine. I'm thinking of starting a new exercise routine. Will roll. Will roll. If I had more energy, I would exercise every day. If I had more energy, I would exercise every day. I got off the bus at the wrong stop. I got off the bus at the wrong stop. The photo depicts a beautiful landscape. The photo depicts a beautiful landscape. Italian cuisine was served in the restaurant. Italian cuisine was served in the restaurant. Didn't I repeat? Didn't I repeat? If the weather is not hot, I will go outside. If the weather is not hot, I will go outside. It cannot evolve after 2 seconds. It cannot evolve after 2 seconds. May I suggest a different approach? May I suggest a different approach? She could dance gracefully on stage. She could dance gracefully on stage. They bought new clothes. They bought new clothes. He is a successful businessman. He is a successful businessman. I don't want to buy the car. I don't want to buy the car. Definitely. Definitely. He will be participating in a marathon next month. He will be participating in a marathon next month. He loves taking nature photos. He loves taking nature photos. I always pay my bus fare in full change. I always pay my bus fare in full change. The refrigerator is making a strange noise. The refrigerator is making a strange noise. Sorry for not going out with your friends. Sorry for not going out with your friends. Can the industrialist be annual? Can the industrialist be annual? Have they visited their grandparents recently? Have they visited their grandparents recently? The dog was barking loudly in the middle of the night. The dog was barking loudly in the middle of the night. Shouldn't I challenge 4 afternoons? Shouldn't I challenge 4 afternoons? Firstly, I will be missing often. I will be missing often. Where are you from? Where are you from? My close plans. My close plans. He can run a marathon in under 4 hours. He can run a marathon in under 4 hours. They drive to work together. They drive to work together. He likes to watch movies on the weekends. He likes to watch movies on the weekends. Sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. Sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. I love your new bro suit. I love your new bro suit. The shop was already closed when we arrived. The shop was already closed when we arrived. We have to be there in time for the movie. We have to be there in time for the movie. He went to the gym twice a week. He went to the gym twice a week. Traceability. Traceability. Didn't they fit in 5 hours ago? Didn't they fit in 5 hours ago? They'll be visiting their grandparents next week. They'll be visiting their grandparents next week. I think you're going to the party tonight. I think you're going to the party tonight. Did you remember? Did you remember? Was not suspicious. Was not suspicious. Was our stepson a football player? Was our stepson a football player? Tomorrow we are going hiking in the mountains. Tomorrow we are going hiking in the mountains. It will not be displayed soon. It will not be displayed soon. My nephew was a salesman. My nephew was a salesman. He dreamed of owning a boat for years and finally bought one. He dreamed of owning a boat for years and finally bought one. Now we have to hope. Now we have to hope. You are adapting. You are adapting. I will appoint you. I will appoint you. What are the details on this ticket? What are the details on this ticket? Can't they expand? Can't they expand? He enjoys taking nature photos. He enjoys taking nature photos. Shouldn't it be adjusted for 1 week later? Shouldn't it be adjusted for 1 week later? Payment will be made next week. Payment will be made next week. He doesn't speak Spanish, does he? He doesn't speak Spanish, does he? Your mother-in-law was an inspector. Your mother-in-law was an inspector. You can warn every week. You can warn every week. They will renovate their house next summer. They will renovate their house next summer. What is your return policy? What is your return policy? They'll be on stage in an hour. They'll be on stage in an hour. Should do. Should do. I am a participant in this study. I am a participant in this study. He wished he hadn't eaten so much junk food. He wished he hadn't eaten so much junk food. The award-winning student made a speech. The award-winning student made a speech. His nephews were contractors. His nephews were contractors. Call me tomorrow. Call me tomorrow. They still haven't decided on a restaurant for dinner. They still haven't decided on a restaurant for dinner. I don't notice anything special about the current situation. I don't notice anything special about the current situation. I'm taking a day off from work next week. I'm taking a day off from work next week. Had he ever traveled alone before his backpacking trip? Had he ever traveled alone before his backpacking trip? We had been to that restaurant before. We had been to that restaurant before. Can a pathologist do it after one night? Can a pathologist do it after one night? He is working on a new project. He is working on a new project. How do you work? How do you work? He told me, I don't like broccoli. He told me, I don't like broccoli. In 10 years I will be going back to school to do my PhD. In 10 years I will be going back to school to do my PhD. Would not settle on a weekly basis. Would not settle on a weekly basis. Celebrating my sister's birthday. Celebrating my sister's birthday. We will watch the sunset together. We will watch the sunset together. Don't you touch. Don't you touch. Do they usually push? Do they usually push? He may not have enough money to buy it. He may not have enough money to buy it. Common rituals. Common rituals. A red apple is sweeter than a green one. A red apple is sweeter than a green one. Should you laugh weekly? Should you laugh weekly? Discussion topics. Discussion topics. We encountered some unexpected difficulties on the way. We encountered some unexpected difficulties on the way. The song was sung very well by the singer. The song was sung very well by the singer. Whatever you like. Whatever you like. The flowers in the garden are in full bloom. The flowers in the garden are in full bloom. I'm in the front room of the house. I'm in the front room of the house. You usually don't approve. You usually don't approve. After the concert, they met the band backstage. After the concert, they met the band backstage. Do you want hot or iced coffee? Do you want hot or iced coffee? The diamondback rattlesnake has the strongest venom. The diamondback rattlesnake has the strongest venom. I have visited the art museum many times. I have visited the art museum many times. I'm getting better and better at playing the guitar. I'm getting better and better at playing the guitar. He is jogging in the park. He is jogging in the park. I am a teacher and I want to help my students learn. I am a teacher and I want to help my students learn. If it's dry, I won't go out. If it's dry, I won't go out. Please and don't forget to say thank you. Please and don't forget to say thank you. We are excited to meet our new neighbors. We are excited to meet our new neighbors. Please fill out this form before your appointment. Please fill out this form before your appointment. Let me know the answer to this question. Let me know the answer to this question. We have already booked our hotel for the trip. We have already booked our hotel for the trip. They are playing video games. They are playing video games. Did he try now? Did he try now? I don't notice anything special about the current state of things. I don't notice anything special about the current state of things. Hairdresser after 4 weekends? Hairdresser after 4 weekends? Please inform me. Please inform me. Thanks for the update. Thanks for the update. What are you going to eat? What are you going to eat? Uncle lyricist. Uncle lyricist. The charm of the city was its people. The charm of the city was its people. He always helps his friends. He always helps his friends. I go to the market to buy something to eat. I go to the market to buy something to eat. I'm going on a date tonight. I'm going on a date tonight. Me and my brother are going to school. Me and my brother are going to school. He finished his work early. He finished his work early. Was his half-brother a baker? Was his half-brother a baker? Can you block? Can you block? Rarely recognizable? Rarely recognizable? Finally, after a long journey, we arrived at our destination. Finally, after a long journey, we arrived at our destination. They went on vacation to Hawaii. They went on vacation to Hawaii. It can wait at noon. It can wait at noon. He wishes he had more money to travel the world. He wishes he had more money to travel the world. You keep 10 years. You keep 10 years. Did they lie at night? Did they lie at night? Did I build? Did I build? I wish I could play the guitar. I wish I could play the guitar. Didn't it have an effect the night before? Didn't it have an effect the night before? The car parked in the handicapped spot was fined. The car parked in the handicapped spot was fined. I love you since 1980. I love you since 1980. Wasn't one afternoon developer? Wasn't one afternoon developer? He will fix the car engine. He will fix the car engine. Can you provide the required documents? Can you provide the required documents? Can he be happy? Can he be happy? I need to check my email for any updates. I need to check my email for any updates. He is a successful investor and made a lot of money. He is a successful investor and made a lot of money. Maybe you should go home and clean up. Maybe you should go home and clean up. The train leaves at 1900. Tonight. The train leaves at 1900. Tonight. He was born in a small town. He was born in a small town. Elephants are the largest land animals. Elephants are the largest land animals. If I had more free time, I would learn to cook. If I had more free time, I would learn to cook. We will play tennis on Sunday afternoon. We will play tennis on Sunday afternoon. Did they follow up every week? Did they follow up every week? He is enjoying the sunset. He is enjoying the sunset. To separate. To separate. I think you should buy a car. I think you should buy a car. Finally. Finally. Will usually include. Will usually include. Are you trying to say what your criteria are? Are you trying to say what your criteria are? I will have finished my novel by the end of the month. I will have finished my novel by the end of the month. I studied until late, and as a result, I passed the exam. I studied until late, and as a result, I passed the exam. It is mandatory for all employees to attend the meeting to be held tomorrow. It is mandatory for all employees to attend the meeting to be held tomorrow. He skipped math class to hang out with his friends. He skipped math class to hang out with his friends. Relatives are inspectors. Relatives are inspectors. At the end of the semester, he will be taking this course for 4 months. At the end of the semester, he will be taking this course for 4 months. We can be therapists. We can be therapists. Is your grandfather an officer? Is your grandfather an officer? You will watch television. You will watch television. It belongs to my sister. It belongs to my sister. Whose team won the match? Whose team won the match? We had already finished the project before the presentation. We had already finished the project before the presentation. But without the support of my friend, I could not have survived the difficult days. But without the support of my friend, I could not have survived the difficult days. We will travel to a new country. We will travel to a new country. We often go to the beach in the summer. We often go to the beach in the summer. Can you continue? Can you continue? Mechanics will fix cars all day. Mechanics will fix cars all day. I only have $8 in my wallet. I only have $8 in my wallet. There is very little information available on the subject. There is very little information available on the subject. I can cook delicious food. I can cook delicious food. Also, please take a look. Also, please take a look. I cook dinner. I cook dinner. I rarely change my style. I rarely change my style. Roadmap. Roadmap. He will live in 2 weeks. He will live in 2 weeks. It's making me burst into tears. It's making me burst into tears. We need to test this plan before we implement it. We need to test this plan before we implement it. Do you like fishing? Do you like fishing? Is your colleague an accountant? Is your colleague an accountant? They will not attack. They will not attack. His half-sister was a cashier. His half-sister was a cashier. Designer at sunset? Designer at sunset? Can they come back after 4 seconds? Can they come back after 4 seconds? Are you working on my team? Are you working on my team? Don't they usually get points? Don't they usually get points? He won't talk to her until he apologizes. He won't talk to her until he apologizes. Do we have any red wallets? Do we have any red wallets? He had never seen snow before his journey into the mountains. He had never seen snow before his journey into the mountains. They better save money for their future. They better save money for their future. They watched a movie together. They watched a movie together. Long time no see. Long time no see. If it's not dangerous, I'll go out. If it's not dangerous, I'll go out. He went to the gym to stay in shape. He went to the gym to stay in shape. Also take a look. Also take a look. Shouldn't it be organized at dawn? Shouldn't it be organized at dawn? Shrimps. Shrimps. Were his grandchildren mechanics? Were his grandchildren mechanics? He's swimming in the pool. He's swimming in the pool. He will invite me every day. He will invite me every day. It's fun. It's fun. How many languages can you speak? How many languages can you speak? Can I use my smartwatch for mobile payments? Can I use my smartwatch for mobile payments? Can I use my smartwatch for transactions? Can I use my smartwatch for transactions? Were you sick yesterday? Were you sick yesterday? Couldn't they catch up a century ago? Couldn't they catch up a century ago? We will leave the house as soon as we finish packing. We will leave the house as soon as we finish packing. I'm going on vacation next month. I'm going on vacation next month. Affected. Affected.